So, you might have heard the news. The viral AI agent Clawdbot is now called Moltbot. But you know what? That name change is honestly just a distraction. The real story, the one we need to talk about, is the powerful and, yeah, pretty spicy security risks these new AI assistants are bringing right onto our personal devices. Let's get into it.
But hey, before we dive deep, if you want to stay ahead of the curve on essential AI updates and security stuff just like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for @BrandTechAuth right now. Seriously, you are not going to want to miss what's coming up.
Okay, so on the surface, this whole thing seems really simple, right? Anthropic, the folks behind Claude AI, just asked for a name change. Clawdbot sounded a little too close for comfort. Case closed. But is that really all there is to it? What's the big deal here?
Well, that's because the name is probably the least interesting part of this whole story. The real reason we need to be talking about Moltbot is that it represents a whole new class of AI agents. Powerful tools that are a gateway to some seriously spicy security risks that could live right on your computer.
So to really get a grip on the risks, we've got to first understand the reward. I mean, what is this AI butler actually promising us? What can Moltbot do that has so many people, especially developers, this excited?
And this is where it gets pretty mind-blowing. We're not just talking about another chatbot here. Moltbot is designed to be proactive. It can sift through your local files, triage your entire inbox before you even wake up, and automatically check you in for your flights. And then it'll just send you a little personalized summary on WhatsApp or iMessage. This is true digital autonomy we're talking about.
Now here's the real kicker. You'd think this kind of power would cost an arm and a leg, right? But it is shockingly cheap. You can run this thing on a basic virtual server for just $3 to $5 a month. This kind of tech isn't just for huge companies anymore. It's literally available to everyone.
And that accessibility is exactly why we have to talk. We've seen the promise. It's amazing. But now it's time to get into those spicy security risks. This is where things get genuinely dangerous. So you're going to want to pay close attention.
And look, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote isn't from some random person on the internet. This is pulled directly from Moltbot's own official documentation. They are being completely upfront about it. Giving an AI shell access, which is basically the keys to your entire system, can never be made perfectly safe. So what does that danger actually look like? Well, for Moltbot to be useful, you have to give it a ton of trust, deep access to your files, your accounts, everything. This creates a brand new attack surface that just shatters all of our old ideas about security. The big security organizations like OWASP and MITRE, they're already flagging the top risks. Things like prompt injection, where a bad actor tricks the AI, and data exfiltration, where your personal info gets stolen.
Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. Oh, I'll just run it locally on my own machine. That's way safer. Well, this right here shows why that is a really dangerous myth. The assumption is that local equals safe. But the reality? Your computer basically becomes a honeypot. All that juicy data, your access tokens, your private caches, it's now a sitting duck, a prime target for malware designed specifically to steal it. Okay, I know that was a little intense. But look, the point here isn't to scare you away from this incredible technology. It's to empower you, to help you use it safely. So let's dive into the safety playbook and talk about how you can actually build a secure setup.
The key here is to be smart and systematic. Security experts have a pretty solid 4-step framework for this. First, you start with what's called least privilege. Second, you have to isolate where the AI runs. Third, you absolutely must defend your identities and secrets. And fourth, you've got to watch and audit everything it does.
And here's what that actually means, in plain English. Don't just give it admin access to your whole system because it's easier. Instead, create separate, limited accounts for each thing it needs to do. Don't run it on your main work laptop. Instead, put it in its own little sandbox, a dedicated virtual machine or server. And please, 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 don't store your passwords in a text file. Use a real secrets manager and keep an eye on what it's doing.
If you walk away with just one single thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. This is the golden rule. Start with the absolute bare minimum access the AI needs to do its job. That's it. You can always give it more permissions later if you need to, but trying to claw back access after something has gone wrong, that's a nightmare.
All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. What's the right way to even think about these incredibly powerful new tools? Well, the best analogy I've come across is to think of it like hiring a new digital intern.
And this quote just nails it. Treat these AI agents like interns on your network. Yeah, they're super capable, they're lightning fast, but they are also totally prone to making mistakes if you don't supervise them. You wouldn't give a new intern the keys to the entire company on day one, would you? They want to be helpful, but they can cause a whole lot of damage by accident if you're not careful.
And really, that perfectly sums up where we are right now. The hype, the excitement for these autonomous AI agents is absolutely real. The demand is there. But the price of admission to this new world is learning how to build and implement really strict, really thoughtful guardrails to keep ourselves safe.
So that brings me to my final question for you. If you were about to bring a new AI intern into your digital life, what would be the #1 most important rule you would set for it on its very first day? Let me know down in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to see what kind of guardrails you all would put in place. Thanks for watching.